I'm just saying it, the waffle, as a waffle, is absolutely obnoxious. Hey, this is just a song that fits in between genres. We're really trying to tell you that we're down-home folks without saying we're country, because we don't want the connotation of being good old boys.
I trade my truck for an iPhone 1. Turns out it was stolen and no longer works.
No.
The gods don't interfere with what may or may not be a cursed weapon. She didn't care when freaking a demon was in our party. How was she gonna crap about a cursed act?
That's funny.
What are you doing? Oh my God! What is happening?
This is why we did Say It Common, just for these kind of moments right here.
Their own stuff.
What I think they do is they just use the sites. They use a lot of it when you go to enough 3D printer. I've been to 4 so far: Thingiverse, Creality, and then 2 others I can't remember the name of. They share a lot of the same stuff across the board. The premium
I
stuff.
always just go to Thingiverse. Should I be looking for stuff elsewhere?
There's a lot of sites. Yeah.
Well, I have a Creality printer, but I don't think they had that when I got mine. I had never heard.
If you go to Creality, they have a 3D objects tab, and then you can look at all their stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I was just using Thingiverse, and I was just texting Seth earlier.
We should talk about 3D printers on the Common Podcast.
We can talk about it right now. I'm already recording. Thingiverse, I'm about done with. It makes me so mad.
It seems cheap. It doesn't seem like good
Well,
stuff.
the deal. Okay, if I go on Hero Forge and I make a mini, and I buy it for $7 or whatever it is, I might have failed prints, but it's not a consistent failed print, and it would be something I did wrong. The model is proper.
We have the Creality something Max, and we haven't had a single failed print yet. We've printed
I'm
maybe
sure
8
some of
things.
it's to do with my printer too, because it's a very cheap low-end printer. But I never had problem printing anything I buy.
Ours for work was like a $1,600 printer, so it's expensive.
Well, the Thingiverse stuff.
Why does a high school need a $1,600 printer?
Because we got approved. Shut up, Seth.
Grant money. Grant money. Yeah, I mean, it is cool.
This is
COVID money.
To be fair, we're using it for work stuff. Okay, we had to mount some webcams to the ceiling.
We make mounts.
We 3D printed some webcam mounts and mounted those.
How much would those mounts cost?
Shut up.
No, seriously though, no. A camera.
adds up.
I got a camera mount for a church a while back. All it was just like a wall bracket. It was like $40. If you could print that,
Yeah, we've printed 4 so far, so that's at
That
least
justifies
bare
a
minimum.
$1,600 buy for sure.
It will eventually.
It will in 2 years.
well, the plastic, it really is so cheap. I made myself some business card holders. If you go to Walmart and look for business card holders, one is probably going to be $5. And I printed like 5 for probably 25 cents.
I made a dragon that's a pencil holder, and he's pretty sweet. I'm going to paint him. I've made a Totoro phone stand, and then I printed 3 wall mounts for my switches and esports. I printed an under-the-table cable management stuff. I'm looking for Visa mounts, which is the back of the TV mounts for switches, but I haven't found one that I like yet.
My brother-in-law is a part of a Facebook group who they 3D print guns.
They one shot, and then they actually repeatedly fire.
Yeah.
What do they make?
You have to buy like actual gun parts to put into it, but it's just like it's not just little plastic. I don't think
It's got to be
stuff.
carbon fiber or resin.
Well, like
Probably
a
resin.
shoulder. I mean, making like a shoulder stock and attachments
Right,
and stuff
yeah.
I could see. But yeah,
He made the entire
barrel
gun and then just set the receiver. Yeah, he builds everything around the receiver.
That's a dangerous game, though. When you can print a gun that you can't detect with a metal detector.
Well, the receiver has metal.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying
It's legal what he's doing.
Right.
Yeah.
It comes down to if you can print a gun that no one knows you have under any circumstances.
Yeah. The problem is if you buy like the receiver, if you buy the upper or lower of a gun, it's registered in the system that you have it.
Right.
You can't just fabricate a gun.
Cool. But it took him like 6 months to print it.
Yeah.
Like there's so many pieces.
But yeah, Thingiverse, Seth just sent me basic minis to print for some black cloaks and stuff like that. The one that was like a classic knight looking thing standing there with the sword never printed. I printed probably 12 of those. None of them, the sword never printed. I tried extra support, all kinds of different settings. The sword it wouldn't print it.
Do you use the Creality software for your printer? Creality has software that you can use to go with the printer, and it has an auto support feature where it just adds a whole bunch of supports. First off, tearing away supports drives me insane.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
But the quality is way higher like way higher than if you don't use supports. Because I've seen some of those bads. Like
stuff will fall apart if you don't use supports.
My boss, not my boss, one of my coworkers tried to use his printer to 3D print a Gillard, and it looks like he's got like noodles coming off of him all over the place. Because if it tries to, because the way of printing software is it slices it into thousands of slices. If there's nothing under your current slice, then it prints and it just kind of squeezes out little noodles, and that's what ends up on your print. So that's what the supports come in, just for the viewers at home. And it's really cool. So yeah, supports drive me insane. And let me tell you something. I thought I was going to break everything. I take the pliers. I go. You either come off like the dragon I printed. I broke off he has the little claws at the top of his wings. One of those is gone. I don't know if I cut it off or if it tore off. And then one of his hands missing all of his fingers. I think I cut those off because they look like cuts.
It's really hard when it gets to those small details to not break stuff off.
Yeah, when I grab those supports and they start like clicking off and then going in that pattern, I'm like, oh yes, this is exactly what I want.
Yeah.
But then there's times where you just got to go in there and you just got to hope that your print stays together.
Bigger stuff's way easier. I mean, printing a dragon and stuff is not too bad. When you start printing a halfling, and then especially with a base, we quit making them with bases because you've got nowhere for the supports to go. You break them off, and it's in between the base and their legs.
I've only printed stuff with bases, but I'll show you. The base looks really bad when it has the supports.
He likes
on
not putting bases, and he super glues the base on afterwards.
Oh, see,
unless it's if it's a bigger mini whole character with like thick legs, if it's like in armor,
Gillard
usually they'll be okay.
So yeah, I can see that,
Gillard's okay. Buck I can print with a base, but Quincy you can forget about it. His
Quincy
legs
skips
will
leg
snap
days.
off.
Yeah, I think Thren did too, because his legs are like one of the first things.
No. All he has are feet.
Yeah. And those Alps, they came on a base.
Oh, yeah.
You just had to break them. I broke every one of them on purpose. The first thing I do is break it off, pull the supports out, and glue it back.
I definitely can see where the Alps would give you a lot of problems.
And I just looked in my box earlier, and those Alps, every one was broken. I think there's one that's whole. So I don't know if we're going to need
So we can't use
more.
Alps for the final.
We can. I can make more. I can glue
If we
them back.
never use Alps again, I'm not going to complain.
Or we need to find a different print for them.
We just need to remember, as players, they can't do both. And if we know that, that gives us
invisibility and
they can't use invisibility and hypnotic pattern, because both of them together is really bad.
Okay, well, listeners, sorry, I said we could just start talking. You're listening to Satan Common, where we talk about it all, not just Dungeons and Dragons. I'm AJ Cannon.
Seth Templin.
Tyrell Merle.
And Dustin Foltz.
There we are.
And
It always surprises AJ. It always surprises him.
What, when we get it right?
Yeah.
Well, you just have to do it multiple times.
I'm incapable of getting it right. Though on Twitch, I have been getting it right the last few days. I'm really proud of myself.
Oh, and not calling it Twitter?
Not calling it Twitter, and I've been saying X instead of
Twitter?
Yeah.
All right.
You wanted to say Twitch so bad.
I was about to say
We're
Twitch.
in a new location here. My childhood home, slightly down the road from my home. It's currently vacant, so we're using it as a studio right now.
Yep. Apparently, we could have been using it for a long time.
Yeah, not that long of a time, because there was somebody running it.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Anyway, but we're here now, and
Hopefully it sounds okay.
it'll sound
The fan's
good.
not on, so we're good.
Yeah, I mean the air conditioner's on. You probably can hear
There's
that.
no way it makes it over that chair and causes disturbance. I mean, that thing would have to be pushing out some
When we're
serious
real
air.
quiet, it will. Everybody get quiet.
So
Yeah,
that low
you'll be able
tone
to
was the
hear
air
that.
conditioner, but we're going to talk over it.
When
Don't
we
worry.
stop talking and the compressors let the under noise build up, then you'll be able to hear it. Yeah. But anyway, before we go any further, shout out our social media and stuff, Dustin.
Yeah. So we got X, I don't know them without reading them.
Commoners of D&D on X.
Yeah, the Commoners Official on Instagram and the Commoners on YouTube. We got all of our old Twitch stuff. When I get finished, I've been thinking about this a lot. So I have all of the Final Fantasy games on my PlayStation right now. Right now I have all the old ones, and then I have access to all of them. I found out. I even went ahead and bought Final Fantasy Dissidia because that was the only one. I was like, I have 1 through 6, which is all the old pixel art. They remastered them, put them on PlayStation. I got all those. I got 7 remake, but I don't have Rebirth or Intergrade yet. But then I've also got 8, 9, 10, 12, 15, and 16. So I think what I want to do once I get done with esports and I can actually be at home before 6:30, 7 o'clock every day consistently is I want to do Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, like an hour-long stream and just whatever I can get done in whatever Final Fantasy game I'm on, and just start with one and work my way up. and I think that'll be really cool, and just do like a Final Fantasy series.
Yeah.
So I think I want to start doing that when the school year ends, and I'll use my time that I'm not using for esports during the week to do that, and then just do. So that'll be 3 hours a week, and I'll post those to YouTube as well. So something to look forward to a couple months from now. I think that'd be pretty cool.
There you go, listeners.
Yeah, a little sneak peek.
I played some more games of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, and then Seth's one game of Resident Evil that I don't even think he can play anymore.
I can't, not right now.
That's why I'm in no hurry to stitch it together.
Yeah, I let my
Your subscription right
my
now?
subscription run out. Yeah,
I don't blame you.
Stuff right now. Cynthia thinks I was paying $119 a month.
No, not a month. No.
She thinks it was going through a month. I don't know if there was some kind of a
you could have bought a whole lot of video games.
Freaking. I hope.
I mean that was for the year, but it just went up last year. I happened to get it. My subscription ran out right before it went up to like $159 or whatever it is.
No, I thought it was $120 for the premium. $120.
It was $119.99 a year.
It's $150 now.
It's what it went up.
I'm
to.
not buying premium. I
don't think I'm
buy
going
the
to.
next
Premium's
highest
not.
one.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
I don't think it's worth
not
it.
worth it at all.
I think the middle.
So it's Essential, Plus, and Premium. Premium's not worth it. Plus is if you like the library that it has access to.
I can't stream, so
I think
No, that's Premium.
Oh, okay.
That's Premium.
So I
Plus,
didn't get rid of Premium.
Plus has more
The Classics catalog is on Premium.
Yeah, I know. I don't even mess with that.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't typically either, but I think the middle one. There's no point in getting the middle one. I think it's either
That's
the
one that
bottom
I
one or
have.
the top one.
No, that's the one I have.
You have the middle one?
Yeah, there's a few games the middle one gives. Essentials gives nothing but the free game a month.
Yeah.
And Essentials is fine. I agree with AJ. I'm getting the second one up because I'm still riding the coattails of my subscription membership from before this all started. I had like three or 4 years built up.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, do you want to spend $18 and upgrade to Essentials Plus for the next however many days? I think I had like 280 days. So I was like, yeah. So I'm still riding the coattails of that.
Which one gives you like the good library? Like
that's
God of War.
Plus. That's Plus.
That's
yeah.
the medium.
That's the
one.
middle
Yeah,
one.
that's the
Okay.
middle one. Yeah.
So, the top one you get the Classics catalog. Is that the deal?
The Classics catalog, and I think what
And
Seth was
stream.
saying, you can stream straight to your PlayStation.
It's hard. I mean, the fiber will do it, but I still had issues with it.
I haven't even tried.
There's
Well, I
games
don't
on there I
have
would like Arkham Origins. I would like to play the Sly Cooper games. I'd like to play.
I tell you what
without
would
a
make Premium
disc.
worth it if they took the time and put their entire PS3
Yeah,
library
you
on there.
wrong.
Because PS3 still to this day had the biggest library of
You
all
just want to play
PlayStation
that
titles.
giraffe game.
That's it. Hungry Giraffe.
Hungry Giraffe.
Well, they took away what ticked me off is they
Oh,
made
yeah.
their library smaller, and I lost a bunch of games and had to buy them.
Had no
that
idea.
I already had in
Yeah.
my library.
AJ was so upset. We were getting ready to play Borderlands, and he's like, why can't I play Borderlands 2? Apparently they removed it. And I've bought Borderlands like multiple times over. I've spent so much money on Borderlands. I've got it on PC. I've got it on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5. I don't know how many times I've bought it over the years. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I had no idea they removed it. That was crazy.
Tyrell's counting.
How many times?
He's counting Skyrim. Yeah, I knew it. I bought Skyrim on PC.
I just want that Nintendo 64 Skyrim, man.
I've bought Skyrim 4 times. PC, PS3, PS4, and PS5.
I've only bought it one time.
Oh, wait, no. PS4, no, I bought it 3 times. PS4 Legendary Edition still counts on PS5, I think. So I think I've bought it 3 times.
Yeah, I bought the original copy of Skyrim. I bought
Right,
Legendary
PS3.
Edition whenever it came out.
Yeah, that was PS4. And then I bought it on Steam, too.
Well,
no.
I bought those two on Xbox 360, and then whenever Special Edition came out, I had a Xbox One at that time, so I bought it, and then I got a PC, and I wanted the mod, so I got it for that too, and then I bought it again on PS5.
Now, let me say,
So.
I watched a video on YouTube the other day, and I finally understand why you'd want to mod a little bit. Because
For Skyrim?
this one guy's like, here's the top 25 essential mods you need. And they weren't stupid ones. They were like, they were good mods. Like, they were cool.
Quality of life mods is what I usually
A
consider.
lot of some of them were quality of life, some of them were graphics, some of them was just like he's like just install this one and no more like spinning around deaths.
Yep.
Like you don't spin around and other things don't
I
spin
have
around.
that. I also have replacers for that too. Like it's actually dynamic, so like every time you kill something, it's always a different death animation, and depending on how you killed them too. So like,
Extra dialogue and characters, like there was a bunch of good mods. And
Yeah.
I was like, so I wanted to come forward and say I'm sorry to the modding community of our listeners.
Oh, it is cool. I've never denied that it's cool. It's just not for me. Yeah, way too much work.
Well,
especially with
they
a
make
PC.
it easier now. It used to be really difficult, like getting the files, plugging them into the game structure.
Watching that guy just talk about it, like the amount of work these modders have went through is insane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they do it for free.
And they
Most
do-
of them, not all of them.
Most, yeah.
But yeah, Tyrell's had issues where he like if you load them up in the wrong order, you got something in the wrong folder.
That
all
was
game
with
crashes.
Xbox.
There's a mod that
that
tells you why you keep crashing.
Yeah, he's got that too.
SSE at it.
I should have sent it to you. Be like, hey, how many of these you got? But I didn't.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit more to bite off than I can chew, I think. Plus, I just don't want to play on PC.
Once you figure out, like, it takes a long time to get used to it, but once you figure out how to install them correctly, and like, if you're using, a lot of people recommend using Mod Organizer 2, which is like it just organizes the mods for you. It's pretty much exactly like Nexus is. Nexus does some of the same stuff, but like, apparently Mod Organizer is easier to use according to some people. I've never used it myself. I've always used Nexus, but I'm probably still a noob as far as modding goes in comparison to a lot of people, because I've seen people that have like 2,000 mods in their load order and without any conflicts, and I don't know how that works.
That's insane, yeah.
2,000.
Yeah, over 2,000.
Now, y'all are astonished. You have no idea, like, the amount of lines of code. It's a lot worse than you think it is.
Oh yeah, I get imagine. I'm surprised that 2,000 can fit on a computer, like without it crashing.
Yeah, I think Mod Organizer allows you to have, I think it's like 250 like ESP files, like all together. But if you use ESL files, like they don't stack like ESP files.
Right, it
do.
only counts the one, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I have like around 1,000 something on there of like different files, but it's still nothing in comparison to a lot of people.
You
have.
run 1,000 at once?
Yeah, with like the ESL stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
And every one of those is essential.
I would say so.
You would say so?
His game does look cool.
I played just fine on vanilla. I don't need 1,000 additions.
Hey, I played Skyrim back when the backwards flying dragon bug happened, and I actually saw it. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. He's flying backwards, just going around in circles. It's like, what in the world? Someone needs to get him.
Well, we talking about the campaign? Okay.
Do you want to do the thing real quick?
Oh, yeah, do it.
Yeah. So, music minute. So I was
Minute.
I was alliteration. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Where it starts
Isn't don't we have a movie minute?
Movie minute and music minute.
Oh no, music moment. That's what I
Music
call
moment.
it. Boom. Okay. Yeah, I knew I had something good. But so I like to do this. Me and Seth talked about this before. I like to make playlists for my characters. It's like it helps me get in the mindset of the character. It's like to know what music they listen to. Is there music? Is it rock? Is it metal? Is it edgy? Is it pop? Is it rap? Is it classical? I've never had a character listen to classical music, but that's because there's a piece of me in all of them. And I don't really like. I'm very picky with my classical music. Like I like Beethoven, but I don't like opera or something like that.
Thren definitely listens to classical music.
Yeah. Oh yeah. B. I can see Thren like listening to the B, the really fast paced one. Yeah. As he's like coming for you, it's like, that's his Jaws theme.
As soon as somebody's head gets lopped up, it immediately turns to metal.
That's the song that's playing in his mind when he decapitates you.
Yeah. So I started Gillard. I obviously have more songs for Gillard because that's my character. But then I was like, what would be like every character's top 3? Now keep in mind this is from Dustin's musical perspective, so they're all songs I like for the most part, except for maybe 3 of them I don't care for. But I mean, I still listen to all of this. So I'm gonna play it. AJ is gonna have to cut the sounds out, so we'll talk about it. Just know that we'll talk. I'll also say the song title and who it's by. So feel free to look these up if you're interested. But we're probably going to edit these out for copyright purposes because I don't want our stuff getting struck and we recorded this for nothing. So I'm gonna play them, but it'll be cut out for you. I apologize. We want our stuff to be able to remain online. So Spotify has this really cool feature. I call it cool because it's all I can really work with, where on your phone you can listen to like 20 seconds of a song. So instead of telling you what they are, I'm just going to play them and then we'll just talk about them real quick. Okay. Some of these are really funny.
Do you want us to try to guess what character it's for?
Well, I was just going to go in order.
Okay.
But
so what are we starting with, Gillard?
Well, actually, we're going to start with the 2 I mentioned earlier. What I consider the theme for the podcast, the theme for this story.
Party, okay.
So the first one, I'll play it now. So it just missed the best part of the chorus.
Oh,
but
man.
it's like the sun, we were meant to rise. And I was like, I like that song for our kind of campaign where we started really low.
Commoners
And
to heroes.
If
What's up?
hey,
How's it going?
How's it going?
St. Common?
we're doing something
Yeah.
common.
Heck yeah, dude. I'm an international ambassador for the Commoners named
Oh, yeah.
Sirloin, and I brought two people from two different nations here. That's what's happening for a few moments. This is Emmy and Christian.
How's it going,
Emmy's
guys?
from Panama, she knows Astrid, and Christian's from Honduras.
Nice to meet you
How's it
guys.
going, guys?
Nice to meet you.
Hey.
I mean, I think I've met you before. haven't
Yes,
I?
I remember you.
Had she met Tyrell or no?
No.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
No.
'Cause he hasn't been
This
a-
Oh yeah,
Tyrell.
I think it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
This
Tyrell.
is Dustin, this is Seth.
This is our,
I grew up with these three, and me and him play video games all the time, so I know.
and right now we died of bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just played Helldivers with him, showed it to him.
Dude, that game is dope.
Yeah.
I was telling Tyrell some more bugs I want to try out next time we
I played
play.
against the automatons, and they're really fun too.
They're tough.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
You look at one of their bases and they just send a rocket your way and just blow you up.
Yeah. Yeah.
The bug does?
No,
Oh,
the automatons.
Oh, yeah.
They're-
They
dudes
all
are-
have
they're
ranged
legit.
weapons and stuff
Yeah.
too.
I'm talking like they're like miles down the way. You see their little red base and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna get you. They shoot a rocket at you and blow you up and you're just like, I'm sorry I had anything to do with you guys. They're insane.
Cuando ellos no están jugando actualmente, van a jugar después, pero esto es como un pre-podcast, es como acerca del show.
I understood podcast.
They don't have a word for that, we just say podcast, so.
Oh, okay. That's an American term.
But yeah, so Commoners of D&D, check it out, y'all.
Yeah.
You need to share it with us.
Yes,
so we can-
absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not good at games. I mean, I'm not bad, and I don't cheat. Unlike AJ, going in the chat saying, "Look at Dustin cheating again." Look, just because I was level 19 doesn't mean anything.
It's okay, that's what we used to do with Tyrell when we play Halo. We would just
Yeah.
accuse him of cheating all the
Yeah.
time. Say it's his hacks and his mods.
Right.
This is sick, I like the setup y'all got here.
It's not bad.
This is awesome, bro.
It's a little warm in here, but we got the air going.
Yeah. But,
It's that low hum we talked about.
Yeah.
yeah. Heck yeah, fellas, y'all tear it up tonight. We'll be seeing
Y'all playing disc golf?
Yeah.
Seth,
Yeah.
I get to Seth's house and he goes, "Man, this is disc golf weather."
Yeah.
When was the last time you threw a disc? So
Not too long ago.
September 08.
Summer.
No.
Oh, no, you said you
That's
played
like
the other
Yeah, I shot 0 down at Mountain View.
Oh,
First time in over a year.
Heck
yeah.
yeah.
I was super pumped about that.
Is that another door?
That's Anthony.
Oh,
yeah.
Anthony's here. All right.
Oh God, Anthony's here. Oh man.
But yeah, maybe one day I can get them to play a game. But he's watched Stranger Things, so he's familiar kind of with D&D, but he's never played before. So, what's up, dude?
Yeah. Unfortunate that we're not playing.
Welcome.
Unfortunate that we weren't playing yet.
Yeah,
You know, came
yeah.
through.
That's all right though. I've got dice at home. I can show them. But
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll let you fellas get to it.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Tate. We'll see you fellas.
See ya. Have fun.
Yep.
That's the mic Seth didn't want.
Hold on.
Too far forward.
Oh, that's actually where you're going to sit, Anthony. So
Oh, great.
give me a check.
Check, checky, check. Checkity check. By the way, I checked out the.
You don't say.
I checked out the feast thing. You know, that gives us.
Awesome.
You call it the Heroes Feast. Not it's.
It's Baby Heroes Feast.
Yeah, it's the benefit I get from my
Oh,
kitchen.
you mean your thing? So I thought you were talking about the spell.
No. I keep that one.
You
locked
went back and
loaded.
listened to what we said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a D8. I rolled a 7, and you added 3 to it.
Okay.
So I don't know why.
D8 plus 3.
No, so 15. So that'd be 18. You said D8, D7, and he added 3 to it.
No.
D8
I
plus a
I
rolled
rolled a 7 on a D8, and he added 3, so it was plus 10.
Gotcha.
Still not bad.
Write that down.
D8 plus 3.
And you can do that once a day. No
Yes.
spell slots, nothing.
Right.
Okay. All right, Dustin, continue with your playlist.
So we're gonna continue.
Are we supposed to talk during the music, or he's cutting all of it out?
He'll have to cut all of it out. So there's no
So
point.
don't talk during
There's no
the
point
music.
talking
Okay.
during the music.
Okay, so the first song for the party was
that was "Live to Rise" by Soundgarden, and I really like the song. I really like because the meaning of it is it talks about like the sun is like we're all meant to rise, we're not meant to stay down. And I feel
Commoners
like
to heroes, cool concept.
exactly, commoners to heroes is exactly what it feels like, and that's what any 0 to 20 campaign would be. So I feel like that's always a sound one.
That's cool.
This is a song I've listened to more recently, and I feel like it actually is better than Soundgarden. And so I'm gonna play this next one now. Right. So Legends Are Made by Sam Tennis. It has a Z at the end. Tinnes.
Denise?
Tennis. Yeah. Anyway,
very
so
cool.
it's called Legends Are Made. Apparently, it's used on Dude Perfect, and I'm imagining a lot of people online. I like it. It just does exactly what you need. This is on my esports playlist. It's great for anyone looking. Yeah, and looking for anyone looking to improve it. I think it's a popular song for League of Legends players as well because Legends is in the name.
Yeah.
All right, so
Okay, don't tell us.
don't tell us who.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that. So
We'll guess.
all 3 songs to the same person. So you want me to just do each song back to
Yes.
back, and then I'll tell their stuff.
What do we do? What exactly is this?
He has come up with 3 songs for everyone besides himself. He has
I
10
got-
songs for himself.
I got 10. I'm only gonna do 3 for me too. So I'll do three for all of us. I just have more for me. I
Each
just
of our
picked
characters.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
for our characters.
So it's basically a playlist for each of our characters.
Yeah, gotcha. We get Spotify that.
my theory is it's like the top 3 on their playlist. What they listen to. The
Okay,
most.
the 3 songs they would listen to.
Yeah.
most,
As
yeah.
best as I could.
But Seth wants to guess them, so he's not going to tell
Yeah.
us.
Okay. So let's.
So you're going to play 3, and we'll guess at the end. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so first song. So I'll go ahead and name all 3 songs because that way. So the first one is "You're Going Down" by Sick Puppies, and then "Fight for Your Right" by Beastie Boys,
That's what it is.
and "GDFR Going Down for Real" by Flow Rider, Sage the Gemini, and Lucas. So that's the first one I picked for one of the characters. Anyone got any suggestions? Should I name them now, or should I just tell you who it is after y'all guess? Or should
Yeah,
we just
I
after
wanna
we,
guess.
after we all guess.
Okay, yeah.
I think Rask.
I was going to say Rask.
yeah.
Rask, Seth.
Yeah, I'll go Rask.
Y'all are all right. I picked up for Rask.
Oh, wow. It was the Fight for Your Right to Party. Yeah.
Yeah, well, "Fight for Your Right to Party," and then I picked. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I picked "Going Down for Real" because Rask goes down.
I could just picture him knocking the
down
crap
for
out of
real.
people with Beastie Boys playing.
The next one I feel like is gonna be super easy, unless the part of the song doesn't play the chorus. But this one's gonna be super easy, so I'm just gonna do this one next. I don't think y'all have any problems getting this one. So we're gonna go on to the next person. But yes, y'all are right. I picked Rask for that, and I thought it was a lot of fun. So moving on to the next character.
To the good old days.
So that
Okay,
was,
so the Red song made me think. Go ahead.
so it was "Breathe Into Me" by Red.
Yeah.
Then it was "God's Plan" by Drake.
God's plan.
And "Stressed Out" by 21 Pilots.
This is Buck.
Yeah.
gotta be Buck.
It was 100% fun.
I love everything about that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's sick.
God's plan. God's plan. gave
Yeah,
it away.
so that's what I was saying. So the tagline is he said God's plan. He says over. I was
Yeah.
like, if that's in there, they're gonna know Buck right away.
Yeah, so I
Breathe
said-
Into Me is also Christian rock, so I figured y'all would probably know that one too.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go. So yeah, Buck. So this is fun. This is fun because I didn't think about y'all guessing them. This is a lot of fun.
I could see Stressed Out being Quincy, though, too.
I could have seen
That
Stressed
would
Out
throw it
being
off.
Gillard.
I actually
It could
picked
be everybody.
So
Raz.
part of the inspiration of this was around it was something going on with Buck, and it was I did all this before our last podcast where you were talking about Buck should leave the party,
Yeah.
but it was after something else had happened, and I was like, man, Buck feels stressed. Stress works out for a lot of these characters, and should honestly work with almost any D&D character. If your character's not stressed out,
They're not
Your DM's not
adventuring
challenging.
I don't
correctly.
feel like Rask is.
oh yeah,
I feel like the stress that he has is completely manufactured, though. You know,
someone in your party,
like he's stressed out that like Helga may not be hitting him back or something. You know, but like it's manufactured. You know. All I gotta do is punch something till I die. That's cool. I'll do it.
Until I die.
So some of these, you can tell that the names of the song help inspire their choice for the character.
Yeah.
So I feel like when I tell you the names, it's going to make some of these easier to guess than the actual song itself. But hey, I found these the best I could. So we'll move on to the next character. Okay, so that is "I Am the Weapon" by 3 Days Grace. Similar, close.
New
close.
3 Days Grace. Okay.
Okay.
"Nightmare" by Avenged Sevenfold, and "Cutthroat" by Imagine Dragons.
I knew that voice sounded like the guy from My Darkest Days. That's why.
Okay. So wait. It 3 Days Grace was what now? What was the name?
Oh, sorry. Three Days Grace is "I Am the Weapon."
I Am the Weapon. Nightmare and Cutthroat.
Yeah.
I'm split here because I think that it's Gillard because of Nightmare. But like the Cutthroat and I Am the Weapon makes me think Quincy. I'm going to go with Gillard because Nightmare.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Urist, but maybe not in this point in the campaign. Maybe I would have said that a lot earlier.
Right.
Maybe it shouldn't be Urist. Let's say Gillard.
Okay. So 2 for Gillard.
Okay, y'all swayed me to say Gillard.
I'll say Gillard as well.
All right. If y'all ever are split, then we'll table it until we have all of them. But if y'all are the same, that was Gillard.
Okay.
So
okay,
I actually 1, 2.
we've been right every time so far.
Yeah.
I actually have 10 songs for Gillard because it's my character I worked
If y'all
on a
hadn't
lot.
said Gillard, I might have said Thren.
Right.
But I thought it was just a little bit too aggressive for him.
Yeah, no.
He's a
not,
little bit more
he's not
I
Cutthroat.
can't
Even though
even
he is
imagine what kind of music he's gonna pick for Thren. I don't even know.
It'll probably be obvious when it comes across. Like, yeah,
We're gonna be listening to like some
That'll be
like,
the bait hub. The bait
some
hub.
like some really goth metal, like some like it's a slow tempo, but it's a disturbing song.
and Thren would just sit there like this and listen to it.
Yeah. He's just like sitting in the corner.
This next one I feel like isn't too hard to guess, but one of the songs on here I feel like we'll throw it off a little bit. So we'll go to the next character and go. I've been listening to a lot of that band in the last couple months, so I had to throw them in here.
Okay, that was Quincy.
Do what they told you.
Because of that song. I know that's the one that was going to give this one away. So the first song is Home, and it's by MGK, X Ambassadors, and BB Rexa. I just thought that was a good song. Killing in the Name by Rage Against the Machine, which is the reason I think y'all are going to get this one right. And then the third one is called The Worst I've Ever Been by The Used. It's one of their newer songs.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I like their new album a lot.
Yeah.
So
I like the Used.
I thought it was Quincy. I thought that was Rage music. Take me home. He wants to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going.
I
Quincy.
agree. You've swayed.
I was going to say Quincy.
okay, yeah, that was Quincy.
Okay.
I've had Killing in the Name for when it was one of
See,
Quincy's top played since he became a barbarian.
For some reason, like when you played that, I was like, dude, that's totally Rask. F you, I won't do what you tell me. I mean, come on.
And then
But
worst
no,
I've
I
ever
get it.
been. I feel like there's a lot of times where Quincy, very much embodied by his player AJ, it feels like he's the worst he's ever been.
Well, I feel like he's and the way that AJ's playing him, it feels like he's on the verge of a great precipice. He's about to fall. You know,
This whole game is a game for the soul
Yeah.
of Quincy.
So next up. So that was "Drop the World" by Lil Wayne and Eminem. Probably probably my favorite Lil Wayne album.
Yeah.
I love his
rock album?
I love
Not
it
his
so much.
rap albums, his rock albums.
They're so good.
it's a
They're so
fantastic-
That was a weird album.
It was a
Fantastic.
weird album, but I enjoy it. Like Prom Queen was great. That wasn't one of those, but anyway. So the next song was "I Will Not Bow" by Breaking Benjamin. I think Tyrell guessed it. And then the third one was "Heavy," and it's Linkin Park and Kiara.
Okay.
And yeah, so much more than I can
I don't
carry.
know.
And
Not
it's just
that
I'm
favorite
going.
song.
I'm going Thren. I think it's Thren.
Okay. Give me the song titles again.
"Drop the World," "I Will Not Bow," and "Heavy."
I think it's Urist myself.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that being Urist.
I will not
To
bow.
be
I can
fair,
understand
As
that.
we get to the later characters, these are also the characters I struggle with the most. So we have Urs, Thren, and Everett left. They were the
I was
ones
gonna
that
ask,
were
is
hardest.
Everett even on
Wow.
there?
He is.
Okay.
And Everett, I mean, I got a song on here that's strictly because of who the artist is.
So yeah, I think it's Urist.
Urus does make sense.
Are you taking back your Thren?
I'm going to say Thren.
Okay.
I think Thren. I'm going Thren.
Okay, so we're split. So let's go to the
I
next
wanted y'all to be split because otherwise we would end up with one character, and you're like, well, this is obviously for the last character. So since we're split, we'll just come back to it. So that was
okay.
That was "Drop the World," "I Will Not Bow," and "Heavy."
I could
we'll
see it
move-
being Urus though.
These were these last three were the hardest, and they're the characters I feel like we know the least about too, as far as from a story perspective, because Thren's always so mysterious, so he's a hard character to get. And then Erst, we know things that have happened to him, but he was just a tough one for me. So we'll move on.
We
to
know
the next
everything
one.
about Urus from third person.
Right. So for that one, obviously Thren or Erst, but we'll move on to the next one, and then I'll go over them at the end. That way, it makes a little more mystery for the last two. So next. So that was Old Town Road, Lil Nas X, Prayer of the Refugee by
Prayer
Rise.
of the Refugee.
Prayer of the Refugee by Rise Against, and then Hero by Skillet.
Okay.
Jeez.
Okay.
Urus had a horse.
He had a donkey named Chanticleer.
No, it was a horse.
No, it was a donkey.
He had
or
a
a
horse.
mule.
No, I did.
Oh, okay,
That was Della.
Right.
Chanticleer was his horse. That I don't even remember what happened to. I don't either. I think we left it in Derry.
Yeah.
We teleported out of Derry, so yeah.
So we still have Thren, Urus,
Thren,
and
and
Everett.
Yeah.
I can't say that I have Urus because I already guessed him.
Oh,
No, I mean, you can change up at any point.
we just don't know for sure. We've been right on all the other ones.
Yeah, all the other ones you were right, so there's no point in you considering them.
Yeah,
again.
well, I'm trying to narrow him out and go. I'm gonna say Everett just because
Yeah.
that's the wild card.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say Everett on that one.
All right.
Prayer of the Refugee.
I mean, we make jokes about him with his jean jacket, but that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
I have no idea. The refugee, he's kind of a refugee.
Yeah, from the Glistening Thicket.
And what was the other song?
A hero.
I need a hero.
He's not.
Save me now.
Okay, I'm saying I'm gonna stick with Everett.
Yeah,
on
I'll
that.
stick with Everett.
So this last one has to be Thren. If it doesn't fit, I don't know
So
what.
I'm just not going to confirm any of them. That way you have 3 to
Yeah,
rotate
that's
around
fine.
for this last one. So last character. All right. So that was Jukebox Hero by Foreigner, The Greatest Show by Panic at the Disco, and You Got It, The Right Stuff by New Kids on the Block.
What?
These last 3 I have no clue.
It can't be
about.
Thren. Can't be.
Okay, so the first one was Thren, I'm going to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
The second one was Urus, and the third one is Everett.
okay.
Yeah.
I think the second one was Everett. And
Why would Everett be?
I don't know though.
Hero?
What did he?
Thren danced with Freya.
Yeah, but that's not a jukebox.
What's a jukebox hero?
Jukebox
Sings
Hero's
along
just-
with the
yeah.
jukebox, man. Or no, he picks the right
No.
songs.
Oh, no, I thought he was the Jukebox Hero because people played his song through the jukebox.
You could be. I mean, hey. Well, he had one.
Because he
guitar.
wants to become a-
Yeah,
yeah.
because he had one guitar.
Yeah, he becomes a superstar.
He had one guitar.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So I actually think Seth got it right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll go over my because these are the hardest 3.
So it was what? What was the order then?
So if I remember, I think because the order I have on my page
Thren.
is not the order. So
Thren.
Drop the World, I Will Not Bow, and Heavy.
Was Thren.
I got those for Thren because
Okay.
I don't know. I just
Okay,
felt like
so we
those
got
fit.
that
Yeah,
right.
And that's
I
just
mean-
fighting against Freya.
And it should have been a given that Breaking Benjamin was in there, you know?
Yeah. Well, yeah. The I Will Not Bow because Thren doesn't give up. I mean, he broke free
Yeah.
of vampire imprisonment.
Right.
I just felt like that
And
one.
he will
Tyrell
not bow to Freya.
really
Right.
likes Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah. I didn't know that, but that
Breaking
works.
Benjamin's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a
Brady
great
Benjamin
band.
was one of my first
Oh my
bands that I
gosh.
ever really started listening to.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome, Tyrell. You're welcome. So Erst was Prayer of the Refugee, Hero, and Old Town Road. I did Old Town Road because I remembered he had
Because he had a horse.
because he had a horse and left it. I'm telling you, I was running out of stuff for him. For Erst, I chose Prayer of the Refugee because he kind of was going between gods and is kind of just in this really awkward place.
Okay.
And then I chose Hero.
Insightful.
But I chose Hero because when we were talking about this a while back, we said if anyone considers himself a hero, it would be Erst and how in his like struggle. He considers himself a hero more than any one person, and that's kind of what that song talks about is just being a hero.
That is so insightful.
And then Everett was the hardest because we've barely been in. I chose The Greatest Show because of how he wants to be like he wants to like do so much. He's the one. It's actually the newest one on the entire list.
It's also a double.
I chose You Got It, The Right Stuff because it's literally New Kids on the Block.
He's the new kid on the
and
block.
he's the new kid on the block.
He's new guy, and no one's called him new guy.
We haven't called him.
Right. Well, I was like, what New Kids on the Block can I use? That's basically the inspiration there.
Yeah.
And I got You Got It, The Right Stuff, which is really funny.
Shut up, new guy.
Jukebox
We
Hero.
did let him right into the group, so he did have the right stuff.
Right,
apparently.
right. With Jukebox Hero, I can't remember why I picked it because this was like a couple months ago when I did it. I want to say it was something to do with him trying to fill a need. Jukebox Hero, there's something about the song, and I don't know. I now that I think about it, probably should have picked. What's that song where it was Video Killed the Radio Star? That's what I should have picked
Oh,
for him.
man.
And because he's like a replacement for a dead girl. That's what I probably should have picked.
That was a cool music moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good
You know,
fun.
fun fact about that song. It was Video Killed the Radio Star. It was the first video to play on MTV when it premiered.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Really?
really.
Didn't know that. How about that? So that is a fun fact. You're just
Hey, that was a fun fact.
Hey, that was really fun. Hey, here's a not so fun fact. Did you know that there's microorganisms that live on your eyelashes and they're there constantly, every day, feeding on you?
If you had microscopic vision, you would probably kill yourself.
Yeah.
And we just talked about how no one should ever do that. If you could see everything that exists in the world,
Man, I hate when people kill themselves.
I can't stand it. F in the chat for all the people. I'm sorry.
The spirit of it is
I'm
what it sounded
sorry.
like. That was the spirit.
Yeah, it's just not. Yeah.
Seriously? Don't.
Yeah, you would make me so mad if you did that.
there's a show, I can't remember what it's called now, but it was an older TV show, and everybody had powers, and there was a girl on there, and she had telescopic vision, and she's also a clean freak. Go figure. She can see the bacteria, and so she's a neat.
So she can individually kill every one of them.
No, she can see them. You can't do anything about it. When she sprays Lysol, she sees the 0.1% that's missed.
Yeah.
So you spray twice.
Sorry, 0.01%.
thing.
But then that just leaves
Those idiots-
0.001%.
It's an asymptote. You never can get rid of all of it.
It's like Highlander. There's always one.
I had not heard
Great
that
word.
since
That's
like
a great
story.
11th
It gets
grade.
closer and closer and never actually gets there.
Well,
That made us so mad in calculus. It's like, but it does. It does get there. No, it can't because you keep dividing the same number in half. It's going to
You can
continue
never
to be
get
a
to
number.
zero when you divide.
Yeah, can't.
Because dividing by zero.
Because zero
is an
doesn't
impossibility.
exist.
It's how you break computers.
Divide by zero. I love that.
They actually have to, when they're writing AI, like code for AI and stuff that can take in a variety of information, they have to make exceptions for things like that. Otherwise, it just breaks because it tries. So yeah, when you're doing like when you're writing like a simple program, you have
Fun fact.
you have to know how you have to tell the program, look, when you see this, just say not applicable. This is-
Don't try to do this.
don't because it'll hang it up.
Well, thank you, Dustin, for the music. That
Yeah,
was
that
cool.
was
I want send me that link.
fun
Send that to the group chat.
So I have a playlist I made a long time called Commoner's Consideration Songs. It was songs that I was thinking about for different players, and I just added all these to the bottom of it because I wanted to be able to do
You
those.
need to send that to AJ, and if people are interested, they can find the link in the description.
Yeah.
Just from the Spotify playlist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll clean it up then because it's really messy.
Okay, the campaign.
Yeah.
First of all,
talking about it?
no, I would just no that we were about to, and then Dustin said, "Why don't we go ahead and do this first?" So that's what we did.
cool.
I'd just like to apologize for my stupidity at the end of the episode. I did not. That's not what I was expecting to happen.
What happened?
He texted me. He's like, "I'd just like to reverse it because I didn't understand."
It was really dumb.
Why do you not
Well,
understand?
Well, Dustin had said somebody needs to walk out the front door and see
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah, well, because Seth kept making
we
a
didn't
point
know.
of it, so I was like, if he's going to ask, we should avoid
Yeah,
it.
Seth would always ask, "Are you going out the back door or the front door?" Because
So when you're playing D&D, for any players out there, part of the fun of D&D is not having to micromanage garbage. Like we don't talk about a turn left at 2nd Street, and then we get down to Elm, and I want to go 12 minutes down Elm Street.
Yeah.
And then when I see the 3rd red light, the guard there, that's who I want to get.
That's why no one uses the restroom in D&D.
And that's why inventory management. It's like any nice DM will give you a bag of holding and say, "Who cares about encumbrance?" I mean, yeah. If my players were like, "I want to loot everything," I'm gonna do encumbrance.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, guess what? That metal armor weighs 30 pounds.
yeah,
So suck it. You're not gonna get everything.
yeah.
I would only do that if my players forced me as a DM, and if that's the case,
I think
wouldn't even-
encumbrance rolls can be fun.
it can be in a campaign where you want to micromanage, but it's just not something most.
I remember there was really quick tangent. The people that I first learned to play with, the DM had a room trap that the floor was every step in the floor was a seesaw and underneath was lava. So we had to go through because you back in like 3.5 days, you knew how much your character weighed and you knew how much everything else weighed and you kept track of it. So we had to like give stuff to the lighter characters and we had to take steps onto these seesaws and that was a cool way that encumbrance was used.
That's
you know?
awesome.
It was very cool.
That's awesome. I'm definitely not saying never use it, but I feel like it has a
But it
time.
can be
It has a time and a place.
Well, I saw a picture one time of like it was supposed to be I mean, it was funny, but it was like a traveling merchant that was like a dwarf or something. And he had this backpack on that was like 20 feet tall. He had all his stuff, and he's just leaned over.
I remember the one Seth got where he's like, go through that way and get there. And then they get there, and boop, there he is. And they're like, how'd you get here before us? I think that was one you sent.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, the merchant. They're like, it's like, how'd you get here? And he's like, as soon as they leave, he grabs all of his stuff and bolts it, bro.
But, okay, so my thought was,
Did he hurt himself?
Yeah, he got hurt.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm just taking a breather.
He said he hit his knee on something. I don't know on
I'm trying
what.
to shut my door and I accidentally just smacked the crap out of my knee.
Oh.
Yeah, I've done
Now
that
it's got me
before.
walking like the guy from Men in Black. You know, the bug in a meat suit.
Yeah. So my thought was, okay, I didn't think they were waiting for a chance to attack somebody. I thought they were just casing the joint. Like, they're trying to keep a very close eye on what we're doing. They know we're there. They just can't enter. And I figured they'd seen us 100 times. They just know they can't do anything to us. So that was what my mindset was. I was like, well, I'm just going to arrogantly walk out the front door. What are they going to do? Try to attack me?
What are they going to do?
Now, you did say something, and this is a shortcoming on my part.
Yeah, I told him to try.
There absolutely probably should be people watching the back, even though there's not an exit, but it never crossed my mind.
Because they know we're getting out and getting around, but they're not saying it's coming out the front door. So they've got to
Well, no, I don't think they know you're getting
They've
out.
used the building enough. I don't disagree with Seth's logic. There's one way in and out. If anything, there'd be more people in the tunnels because they also know that way exists.
Yeah.
I figure if they thought we were leaving not out the front, it'd be down there, so they'd be having more going on in the tunnels. Something we should probably consider when we finally use them. I would expect the tunnels to be a lot more guarded now than before we.
Well, the last time we went down there, we did get attacked. So
right, yeah, and that so it makes sense. Yeah, I mean it's nothing, no fault on you. If I were to nitpick anything, it'd be the fact that you said try something and you signed it to
well,
him.
that's how Quincy feels. Like, come on, what are you going to do? Black cloak? You going to kill me? No, absolutely not. But then I noticed the other day, like, we killed that black cloak in the street. He said he had 130 hit points. There's nobody in our party that has 130 hit points.
Coup de grace rules technically are different.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, if we run into a group of them, they're more powerful than us. How is that possible?
No, we do better damage.
Here's another thing that can kind of play into that.
Hey, you're not talking into a mic, so I don't want to hear what you have to say right now.
Anthony states there's another thing that can play into that, and he's on his way over here to explain.
Sorry, the water's not turned on in here. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Don't use the restroom.
Yeah, don't pee in the toilet.
So I feel like we got a very quick and like a really good training regiment that was really quick. They've been training for a lot longer than we have. You know, they've been buffing certain parts of their, you know, their
Constitution.
Yeah, right. I mean, in a way, yeah.
Yeah, but they're not fighting the crap we're fighting.
But
they're walking a beat down here.
You're gonna walk a beat. You're gonna walk a beat. No,
that's all they're doing. They're patrolling around. They don't ever fight anything.
But
we get to the next level, and there's gonna be a level gap there.
Yeah, what's their armor class? You know what I mean? Like, we're hitting them close to every time we swing.
Yeah, I know, but 130 hit points, that's a lot of health. They can get a lot of swings in that time. And we know the mages do good damage.
Well, you're going to find out tonight how good their damage is.
Well, here's my deal. Should I just come back in the orphanage? I mean...
Yeah.
I got no reason to run out there and get surrounded by them and get killed.
I know when we play tonight, that's the first... Because I was at the window watching, and I got to say, Quincy just got blown up. Going downstairs.
Yeah. And, Rask was watching me. What's going on right now?
Cynthia wanted to see what the place looked like.
Okay. It looks like a house trailer.
It's a house trailer with a very nice kitchen.
Was that a recording?
Yeah.
So
he was just talking like that just to be funny.
Why didn't you just come on over and check it out? I'm sure she'll be here.
She's in Mountain View. She should not be here.
Okay.
She should not. If she is, we have concerns.
That's what Annie's here for.
So that was just dumb on my part. My bad. I mean, it looks really stupid.
Yeah.
It looks really dumb. It looks really dumb.
Because every time Seth said that, part of me was like, screw Seth, I'm going to go out the front door. But then I was like, he's asking, so I'm going out the back door.
Honestly, I thought at the very worst they would follow me. I
Plus-
thought that's all they would do.
Did I roll damage?
Yes.
Okay.
You hit
Oh,
me
you
with a
did?
fireball. I took half of it.
Okay.
I made the save, but I took
How much did you take?
not a lot, like 15 or something. It wasn't bad. I mean,
That's
I could
actually-
take a bunch more of them, but
That's actually a huge waste of a fireball, in all honesty.
It's true.
15 damage? Oof.
maybe I should just dance around in the street out there until he runs out of spell slots and then just go kill him.
Yeah. It's just
Well,
one
hey, here's the
mage.
question: Do these enemy NPCs run out of spell slots?
Yeah, any stat block has so many spells that
Okay.
you can cast on them. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I've never looked at them.
I mean, if we deal with a lich, I know it has unlimited, like, first to third level spells, but that's a lich.
No wonder people want to be liches, dude. Liches are fierce.
Nothing to do with living forever.
Well, you're already a master mage, and then you're like trying to extend your life force beyond death. So.
Is that what Everett's trying to do?
In epic level campaigns, players can actually gain access to boons. Me and Seth were talking about boons earlier. There are boons that allow you to cast spells as much as you want. I think it's called Spell Mastery. There's two. One of them allows you to cast a spell as a bonus action. The other one allows you to cast a spell without using a spell slot. And it has to be a spell of a certain level. I can't remember what level it has to be, but it allows you you can, if you want, like if you were a wizard at this power level or a mage at this power level, you could just say, look, my signature thing is this spell, and you get spell mastery over it. Now you can cast it all day long.
Yeah, I saw
it's
that the
basically
other day.
yeah, basically a super buffed cantrip for you.
Something I enjoyed about the last episode was freaking Kyle. Rask and Helga. Man, he leaned into that all of a sudden out of nowhere, according to the game, didn't he?
Yeah.
Hey, well,
No, it's not. It has nothing
in
to do
game
with-
he was acting
He's-
like that.
No. Kyle saw what Helga looked like, and it's like Rask's eyes were opened, I guess.
Yeah,
you could
no,
say.
that is true because we were asking about it. And he was like, "Oh no, I'm just messing around. Rask wouldn't actually be interested in her. I'm just being nice to her."
For some reason, I guess Kyle had Gimli, and he thought Gimli but female.
Yeah.
And not at all. Said that.
And then Seth shows in the pictures like, "Oh, well, Rask would absolutely go for that." So then he just leaned into it even more. It's really funny.
The note. Oh my god.
The note.
Kyle's so much fun to play with.
He's a very good improver.
And
he's
he
like-
just sticks to it.
He was hiding under the bed. That was hilarious. And then he was like, "No, I'm gonna stay." And then he was like, "I'm sorry you killed my friend. I'm actually gonna go."
The other one was he said something to Helga and then leaned over to Urs and said, "Was that a big word?"
What are you playing?
It's a dumb game.
Farmville?
No.
And then he also what was it he said that was so funny? Oh yeah, Urus just made some basic statement. He was just like, oh yeah, he told Helga they could put all of her stuff in the bag of holding for now. And Rask goes, "Gosh, you're smooth." Like he was making advances on her. He's like, "Listen, Urus, we can share her, okay?"
From being there, it's like I don't know if it's just how Cameron plays, but it's like Urs has nope, just totally fine with what's happening. There's no competition there.
Nope. I thought he could be upset by it, but nope.
I don't know. I don't feel like Urus is interested in that right
I
now.
don't guess so.
Well, Rask is.
Yep, Raskis. That's so funny.
Early bird gets the worm, I guess.
Now,
Rask.
a question I had for Tate and AJ is why
Glad
did
you're
y'all
both
not
here.
share? Why did y'all not share the encounter with the deity there?
We haven't had a chance yet, but I really think all that was kind of between us anyway. And Quincy said we can't tell Rask
Yeah,
that Quincy saw her.
that's funny.
Yeah, when he said that, it was funny, but I absolutely saw the value in it. You know?
But
Will y'all tell the group?
I don't really see the need.
I mean,
Buck doesn't
If
tell
it
us every
comes
time he
up-
talks to Tira.
it's like one of the. I think it's one of those things that it's like if we. Obviously, Buck's attitude is going to change towards things after this encounter. If that comes into question, then
he'll disclose
then he'll disclose it. If it's a necessary thing, and Quincy can be there as a witness.
As a
to it.
witness.
But he probably wouldn't. I don't think Quincy would want everybody to know that he got to experience that. kind of just for him. That's a personal.
I mean, that was a cool thing that Quincy got to be a part of. I'm now I don't. Now Buck doesn't feel so crazy.
Right. Well, and then there are little things in between players that they've experienced something together that wasn't disclosed to the group. Right. It was conversations that Gillard had with somebody that nobody else knew anything about, and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I think that's a cool thing to have between two players, like a bonding moment that not all the other characters know about.
Until Quincy ran into the kitchen, that's kind of what Gillard and Thren had going on. Gillard was kind of helping Thren manage his condition. His medical
had to
condition.
insert himself into that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's kind of, we got a lot of team.
Sorry.
It's weird. AJ just keeps inserting himself into things, doesn't he?
Did I?
We have a lot of team building things going on.
Gillard and Thren has a thing with Quincy. Buck has a thing with Tira.
I think as a player,
you put me in that.
I'm just kidding.
I feel like as a player, you should want to have like unique relationships with your other players.
Yeah.
It's a Fire Emblem thing. Who are you building bonds with?
I mean, I did kind of insert myself in that situation, but I had been telling Thren for a long time.
Drink my blood.
Yeah, I don't care. You can do it to me. But then after he watched Gillard cut his hand open, probably not. Won't be really interested. Oh, okay. I don't think I'm doing that.
No, it's not that cool anymore. I think I'm done.
Gillard's having to fight damage with the DM. Add that strength bonus. Oh, are you kidding? I'm not chopping my hand off. I'm cutting it. It's blade damage, not force damage.
I'm just laying the blade against my hand. I'm not taking
It's
a
that
swing.
sharp.
They're having a whole Astarian moment from Baldur's Gate 3. If you guys have seen what happens.
I want to get. It's on sale, 10% off. Baldur's Gate 3.
I want to play it.
What's on sale? 10% off.
Who has time?
Oh, you want to know as a developer if your game is bad? If your game's only been out for like less than 2 to 3 months and it's already 40% off, like Justice League or like Suicide Squad versus the Justice League is, that's how you know your game is not good.
So is Baldur's Gate bad since they put a
No,
sale on
Baldur's Gate's 10% off, and no, it's not a bad game. But no, Suicide Squad kills the Justice League.
Yeah, bad game.
It's on sale, 40% off this week.
I didn't even know that game came out.
Yeah, it's bad.
One day people's gonna learn, man.
The game is great. It's just once you get like past Act 2.
He's talking about Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. Once you get to past Act 2 into Act 3, there's so much stuff. I still haven't beat it. I never did finish it because there's so much stuff going on in that city.
That kind of reminds me of Skyrim, because you could just start playing Skyrim and just forget and never beat the game.
Yeah.
Because there's like so many other big quests that you can go and do, and you can just make that your whole game.
It's finding that balance between side quests. Kind of like we were doing in Borderlands. We'd run until we were under level and then go do side quests. That's what I was
Skyrim does it perfectly. They really do.
They make it player choice. Yeah.
Well, not really. Especially not for somebody that's inexperienced. Because the first time I played the game, I got to the top of the mountain way early.
Well, right, but that was your choice.
Right, but
you railroaded yourself.
Just doing main story, I was like, I can't kill this dragon.
That is one thing about Skyrim right there. Is like when you start out in the game, they're immediately forcing you into the whole, you're about to get executed, and then you're basically forced into confronting with Alduin right there at the very beginning, and then you get escorted outside of the cave. You start your quest off, Hadvar, or whichever, Rayloff or Hadvar is like telling you that you should either go join the Stormcloaks or the Imperials, and you should, try to find a way to destroy Alduin. That's like the whole... Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're right, but it took me so long to get myself back on the main quest when I did my first game run through. Mm-hmm. I didn't know... Well, first off, you don't know who Alduin is. So it's like... And if you're a Skyrim person, I know who he is. But when I was first playing, you just know a dragon. And then you eventually get to that point where you find a dragon, and you're like, oh, it's on now. I'm going to kill this dude. I'm a dragon slayer.
We felt like when we were playing for the first time in college, like... We didn't go enough into the main story. We're like, where's the freaking dragons?
When I killed,
there's no dragons.
I was so excited. Look, like my first time playing the game run through on normal difficulty. I'm like, I killed the dragon. I was telling people about it at lunch. I told Steph and Molly, because Molly was big. She was a big Oblivion player, and I was like, Molly, I killed the dragon. She's like, really? I was like, yeah.
But yeah, if you don't go to the Watchtower and kill that second dragon, there's no dragons.
Yeah, they don't start. Nope. They don't start waking up until you kill that first one.
Yep.
So if you don't like the dragons, just don't play the main story, and you're good.
Yep. That's great. That's a good piece of information for me. I hate dragons.
Yeah,
when I see them, I run away.
That's one reason that alternate start, that mod became such a big thing, is because like you can choose like how you want to start the game.
The alternate, that when you're talking about mods, that's one of the ones I thought
Yeah.
about. Alternate start and open world are two of the ones I always thought were really cool.
Yeah, alternate start is great.
What happens when I run into a dragon is I hear coming over the mountains, and I go, oh gosh, and try to hit the wait button. You can't wait, enemies are nearby. Well, I don't know when I last saved, and as if I approach that dragon, I'm dead. I can't kill
What
one.
difficulty are you on?
Normal.
Oh,
I'm not good at games.
Maybe you
haven't
shouldn't play
realized.
Helldivers with us.
No,
He gets so mad.
I know.
I don't think I'm gonna play it, honestly.
I get the game. It's a good game.
It's a y'all four thing. When I'm not, I miss half the streams anyway.
You do know.
I don't have to play it.
Basketball season is almost over, unless it is over, and I just don't know.
Well,
Okay.
still, I'm not. There's a lot of times I'm not there, and I'm assuming probably in the next few months, probably going to be a lot that I'm going to have to miss.
You hear that, Tate? Be free.
Okay.
All right.
But like if y'all play Helldivers every other Friday or when I'm not there or whatever it is, like that can be y'all thing.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's
Oh, dude, Dustin knows all about that ignoring my kid type of thing. Last night on the stream.
I feel like I'm already like way far behind and don't understand, and y'all would be way better than me, and I just don't.
No,
this
you
game-
get caught up with it in
Yeah.
approximately 2 missions. You play 2 times
looks
and you know
really
exactly
hard.
what's going on.
Malachi was level 4. I'm level 19. The only difference is I can call in 4 stratagems and he can call in 2, and he can change that in like a few levels. It's just like there's no power disparity.
So
It's
this is
just
on the
an
console, by the way.
optional disparity is all it is. I have more options available than Malachi or Tyrell do right now, but that'll change by just playing the game.
Yeah, I've already unlocked like a bunch of stratagems just the last like 2 times I played.
Yeah, dude called in a turret that I've never even used because I didn't know it was a thing.
It's like a heavy mounted
we
machine
get
gun.
I get to the extraction and Tyrell's I'm just like, what is he doing?
I was mowing bugs down.
I don't know.
What are y'all talking about? Over
How did we get to this tangent?
I don't know.
We were talking about Skyrim.
Well, before that, we were talking about Baldur's Gate.
And before that, we were talking about bad video games. And before that, we were talking about.
We were talking about the campaign.
We
I
were
know.
talking-
How did we get to the campaign to video games?
Because we're just regular people talking regularly.
The last thing we talked about was
About the campaign?
like
Seth asked if why y'all didn't tell anybody, and somehow it got off from there.
we were like everyday people leveling
That's
up,
what it was.
and then it's like, oh, Baldur's Gate's really good at that.
yeah.
You know what's not great at that? Justice League versus.
That's what it was. Yeah, Seth kept making. Okay, so yeah, back to campaign.
And did y'all this is the last thing that I wanted to ask about the campaign, though. Were y'all interested in, especially Tyrell, the circle coming back around? But y'all kind of decided that, I think. I didn't.
That conversation. Like,
Circles tend to do that.
What did you say?
Well, I'd have missed it.
I said circles tend to do that.
Coming back around.
It's coming back around, bro.
It would have happened eventually.
It's almost like it never ends.
No, I thought that conversation that Gillard was having with
I loved it.
Vendrick, that was awesome.
I was so I was like I feel like this needs to happen, but this could put us in a really bad place. But I was like, I don't. I remember thinking this to myself several times we played. I was like, executive decision.
Yeah.
I said it once, but I thought it many times when we played.
So there are good vampires then.
Well, yes and no. I guess I don't know. It depends on how you view a vampire. I guess.
If he's telling the truth, no one inside it.
Right. I mean,
we believe you, Seth. Sorry.
That was probably the response he gave is probably the best response he could have gave in that situation that didn't result in who knows what happening and escalating. I mean, that was a great response.
Well, Everett made the astute observation when y'all were walking around that, you know, if people are preparing for it, like boarding up their homes, that means all those people are they're not vampires. So maybe it's not as prominent.
Well, not necessarily. If I'm a vampire shop owner, I still don't want you stealing from me.
I guess that's true.
Like, I imagine
because you could be a vampire shop owner and some random thug could still decide to ransack the place.
Right, that's what I was saying. Like, that Taylor was probably still the big giant Taylor dude. He was probably still boarding up his shop, and he was very much a vampire.
That's true.
I mean, you still don't want your stuff destroyed.
Being a troll probably would have helped with that, though.
Yeah, just standing in there and be like, I'm not breaking into that room.
I just feel like there's a lot more like fear surrounding it from the general population that it's like, well, now everybody's kind of starting to realize this is not a good thing, and like bad things are going to happen.
yeah, Gillard had to rethink that. I was like, potion of growth, please. It's for the slake. And he's just like wide-eyed. I'm like, oh, no.
To defend my family.
To defend my family.
Potion of fire breathing, please.
That was wild. Oh. Yeah.
But then also the shopkeeper I said is like, why am I asking questions now? I've been selling this potion for years.
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen? It reminded me of that. Have you seen that Key and Peele where that crazy guy goes in the pawn shop and he's like, "You have suits of armor. I don't need the legs. I just need the torso." And he's like, he keeps asking for something else. You have any grappling hooks? And the shopkeeper's like, "I have to ask why." And he's like, "You have everything you can put on the end of an arrow and make them explode." And he's like, "What do you need? I feel the need to ask you why you need all this stuff." "I'm just getting Christmas presents for my nephew." But he keeps asking for another thing, and the shopkeeper's eventually like, "Here's what you're going to do. You're going to shoot an arrow with a shotgun shell on the end of it and blow out the window to a bank. Then you're going to use the grappling hook to go up into the window. You're going to be wearing roller skates. And somehow you're going to generate enough speed to blast past the guards who hopefully don't shoot you in the legs and blow through the door of the bank vault. Then you're going to carry out the money in a cartoon money bag." And the guy just kind of cuts his eyes back and forth a couple times. He's like, "No, I was just an uncle trying to get some Christmas presents, but I think I'll take my business elsewhere."
I wonder if pawn shop owners really get like that kind of stuff a lot.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on?
Wow.
You activated.
I activated emergency SOS.
The police are about to be here.
Someone used a buzzword.
Oh, no. I really did.
My mother-in-law actually, whenever her phone goes off, it sends an emergency text to me, my wife, and her husband.
When it goes powers down? It's
when it does what he just did, the SOS.
Did I just call the cops?
No, you stopped it, I'm sure.
No.
It has to beep for like 5
This
seconds.
must be
or
an
something.
Apple thing.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a way you can make
Okay, I don't think I did
call
it.
the cops or something.
It says after the countdown, if you release the buttons, the iPhone will call emergency services.
Why it makes that alarm sound if you're trying to be discreet doesn't make any sense, but
Well, if you're in the trunk of somebody's car, they wouldn't hear it.
I forget how you even make that happen.
You hold down the volume and the side button at the same time.
It's
For a
that
long
easy
time.
to call? Okay.
If I did
Well, that way, if it was in your pocket, you could just hold it if somebody's like about to attack you or something. Did you get it to do it?
reset if I did that.
Except for the fact that it's going to alert them that you're...
So
It's like Seth just said. It's like you're at gunpoint. Whoop, whoop. What's that? Oh, that's just my friend
Hold
calling.
on a second. That's just my ringtone.
Yeah. My mom's calling. That's her ringtone. Yeah.
okay. Well, that's all I wanted to ask about the campaign.
The circle stuff was really exciting, and I'm really excited to play tonight. I'm just combat.
We're so
crazy.
close to finishing Galeport, possibly. Like,
Are we?
crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
Are we leveling up?
That's our decision. Don't ask Seth. We decide when this is over.
That's
We
true.
decide when this ends.
Are we leveling up? Or after today?
Probably after today.
Dadgummit, that's what you said last time.
Well, we
nothing
didn't.
happened
We didn't
last
fight last time.
Yeah, we did.
Well, no.
What'd you fight last time?
We went shopping.
Oh, it was episode before last.
Okay.
Episode before last was when we killed everybody in the tunnels and then killed Winslow and all that. Right. I forgot. Sorry, I was
Now
listening.
he's playing
to the campaign.
solitaire. Are we that boring?
No, I'm addicted
I
to
have
it.
to get my daily grind in.
Listen, he's a TikToker. His attention span is a grand total of 59
I don't
seconds.
TikTok. I don't TikTok at all.
He YouTube shorts.
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, are we going on the console or is there something else? Actually, I have a top three. I have a
We
top three.
kind of done on the console.
You got a top three?
I got a top three.
Really quick, movie minute. Damsel
do it.
on Netflix was really good. Millie Bobby Brown.
I want to check it out.
How long is this going to take? Because I could run to the house real quick.
That was it.
That was it.
Watch Damsel.
Okay, go ahead. Continue. Sorry, I didn't mean.
That was it. Just watch Damsel. It's a really good movie.
You want to give any kind of recap?
It has a better Daenerys Mother of Dragon story than Game of Thrones.
Well,
Okay.
That was less than a movie minute.
Yeah. It was a good movie. Check out Damsel.
movie 30 seconds.
Movie moment.
Doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah, that was more of a moment. Okay, let me see. I've got a note here for Satan.
I mean, I want to absolutely rip it off for a campaign sometime, maybe. Like, it
So what's the genre? Would you say
fantasy?
Okay, it's
full,
fantasy.
full. Yeah,
I've seen the trailer, so I know it had like a. It reminded me of
so
like Alice.
according to the trailer, like you can tell that this girl is brought in to be. She is supposed to marry the prince, but the royal family seems to be corrupt, and they sacrifice her to a dragon.
Oh,
Very D&D.
Yeah, very D&D, very cool.
Yeah, I seen the trailer.
Yeah, yep.
When I saw the trailer, it made me think of Alice.
Like they could have done more inside of the dragon's lair. Like there wasn't enough of her like trying to figure out how to escape and stuff. I think, but they wanted to tell a different kind of story. But it was cool. Easily could be. I think they could have a damsel too, and like she could be nasty, like just crazy. It's very cool. Check it out on Netflix.
Okay, here's our top 3 for the day. Top 3. Dun, 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 dun. We're going to do top 3 video game series/franchises.
Okay.
And it needs to be a series or franchise of at least 3 games.
okay, more
I
than
was
2.
about to ask,
I
what's
got
the
my
minimum?
favorite one already.
What's the minimum?
I feel like I know.
Okay, well, everybody work on it for a minute. I actually just got my 3rd. I remember I started working on this, but I never finished. Do y'all want a minute, or you want me to go first?
I got 2.
Go ahead and go first.
Okay,
Yeah, I got
we're
two.
going 3 to 1. I'm not gonna go 1 to
obviously.
3 like
Obviously.
Anthony's weird stuff. 3 to 1.
Gotcha.
Okay.
The last one is your favorite.
Last one is favorite.
Gotcha.
Okay. I don't really have these in an order. Okay. Number 3. I'm gonna go Need for Speed. I complained about Need for Speed. We complained about EA on here. Well, I'm a racing game guy. I would rather do Midnight Club, obviously, but I've really only played 1 or 2 of the Midnight Club games, and they're not making any more of them. So I just feel like Need for Speed, still moving forward. They're still making games. They've made games a long time, and I've been playing them since I was a kid. So Need for Speed, they always hold up. It's good racing games, and they pretty much have monopolized the street racing games, sadly, because I'd like to see other developers making them, but I'm going to give them the number 3. Number 2, I'm going to go with Call of Duty. Too much of a history there for me.
Okay, so when you talk about Call of Duty, I know as a franchise,
Black Ops.
there's a lot going on, but there's different storylines that have nothing to do with one another. So
Correct.
So would you be thinking of like
Need for Speed would be the same way.
Okay, I mean,
I don't feel like I have to. I don't feel like I have to.
I didn't know if
pick
there was
all
one you
Call of Duty.
preferred over the other, storyline wise, or mechanics
obviously,
wise.
You only like
obviously-
Black Ops for the zombies.
Yeah,
I love
that's
story
the
of
thing.
Black Ops. I love the story of Black Ops because it takes place during like the Cold War.
Well, I've never really followed the stories that well anyway. I
He's not
think,
talking about the campaign of any of these games.
yeah, not necessarily. Well, Need for Speed they have a story. They have a story, but they're all a separate story. I feel like the Modern Warfare story was good. I mean, like Modern Warfare 2 and 3, I feel like had a pretty good story to them.
Yeah.
Black Ops, I never really played the campaigns of Black Ops that much, but as far as zombies goes, I do like the progression and the Easter eggs on the zombies.
Isn't it crazy they made a game that no one cared about the campaign much of? Like they just cared about the multiplayer aspect.
Yeah,
of it.
I mean that's why
and they
people
still
get them
tried to
nowadays.
make
I've had these.
a campaign of it.
I've had these conversations before. It's like for any video game, there's the story and what it's about, and then there's the gameplay. You need both, but I would say your gameplay is more important. But there are instances where story matters too. And with like fast-paced action games like Helldivers, there's a story. It's for democracy. It's all about gameplay, and it's just really fun.
There's a lot of lore behind the scenes, but
Right.
you're not gonna get into that.
Fortnite was supposed to be a
That's-
base survival zombie game,
Right,
and that's
right.
not at all what it is now.
Well, the whole thing about like Helldivers too is like the lore is like an ongoing thing too. It's like
Yeah.
as we play it, it keeps growing.
Yeah,
It's kinda
The
the same
players,
deal with, like,
the
Deep
players
Rock.
are building the lore.
Yeah.
I mean, Deep Rock's kind of the same deal. Each season
That's-
is a different
That's
story.
actually true. The weekly missions, like when we succeed at them, we get benefits because we succeed. Like right now, we're defending the outer row of bugs,
Yeah.
and when we defend them, those planets cannot be gone to again for this month, for this week, until the bugs like re-invade that world.
And
So
by the
those-
way, the umlaut system is completely secure.
we got it. So we got our 50. Good. We got our 50 medals.
Yeah, we got our 50. We got our 50 medals.
That's cool. I really like that.
But yeah, it was like a week and a half ago.
By the way. Yes.
It was like
Earthquakes.
it was like a week and a half ago. I heard everybody talking about the automatons. Like they were like, what did you do during Malevelon Creek?
Malevelon Creek. Yeah.
Everybody that plays the game knows about Malevelon Creek.
And that was the one that got all the players weekend access to the Patriot exosuit, which was so fun.
So at some point they're going to make a mission too hard, and the enemy's going to win.
Well, you can
and y'all's
scale.
gonna
No, you can scale the missions.
Yeah.
No. I mean, as far as storyline goes, though, like y'all are going to lose a planet.
No, because we have lost planets.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And that's because like players either fail too many missions.
Yeah, if like with the weekly objectives, we can fail as a player base. We can fail to meet them.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Oh, that's neat. I didn't know
That's
that.
a very cool
If we
aspect.
don't achieve the overarching goal, that is a loss
So
for
far-
democracy.
So far, we've achieved the last 3 weeks though, and that's as long as I've been
Oh,
playing the
that's
game.
that's actually pretty cool. I've never heard of anything like that.
See, this is really cool mechanics.
Okay, well, can I finish my top 3?
Sorry, yeah.
It's like a.
1 second, he's got to finish it.
Go ahead, Todd.
I was just gonna say they're just calling it like a game master, whatever that Joel
Yeah,
guy.
game
Have you heard
master.
about him? Like,
Yeah,
the guy's
I hear he's a butthole. He goes, he can actually add creatures to your live game.
Yeah.
He was adding way too many chargers last week.
There's literally a guy sitting in a cubicle controlling the game.
And he can go, your game's not hard enough, and just.
Yeah.
Surely he's not actually sitting there doing that.
For every player in the world?
Well, it's probably
way too many.
it's probably more of he has a database of like, there's 1,000 chargers in all worlds. Let's make that 1,500 chargers.
Yeah. Or
all
there's
the
more
people
chargers concentrated here than there is here. Or
It's-
in this,
he's the
difficulty
DM.
versus this
That
one.
is
That's
pretty
what it
crazy.
is. He's a
Let's
GM.
go.
GM.
That's actually
and
pretty cool.
like this week, one of the patches this week was less chargers because they were that much of a problem last week. We were playing on 5, by the way. There's 9 difficulties.
Yeah.
The difficulty name for number 7 is called Suicide Mission, and there's 2 more difficulties above.
Yeah, you know what number 9 is called?
No, I don't.
Helldiver.
Oh,
All right.
You are a Helldiver.
Please, AJ.
Yes.
Okay.
please.
So no, I said franchises or series. I would consider Call of Duty to be a franchise.
Yeah.
So
One of mine is not a serialized story, so I agree
Yeah.
with that. That's fine.
okay, number 1, I'm taking Spyro.
That is awesome. Do you
They're about to
include,
make-
They're about to make a new Spyro.
do you
Are they?
include Skylanders in that?
You could. I didn't play it.
I like the concept. It's just too expensive.
Really, for me, it's just PS1, Spyro 1, Ripto's Rage, and Year of the Dragon.
I have so much time in Ripto's Rage. 'cause I
After
had-
that, the PS2 versions, Enter the Dragonfly, and there was one more. I didn't even really play them. I had to Enter the Dragonfly, but I didn't play them.
Yeah.
It just got a little bit too little off base for me. But the first 3 on PS1, that's the main ones I'm talking about here. I feel like that's a great series. Then, as an honorable mention, just because I've only played one of the games, I do have Elder Scrolls, but I've only played Skyrim.
And so I said I couldn't put it in my top 3 because all I played.
Honorable mention for me, just because I know, like, I definitely respect the lore and the time people have put in on
Oh
that.
my goodness, the lore.
And just great games. And the replayability of Skyrim, it's a 12 year, no, like 15-year-old game now. It's still great. So, yeah, that's mine. Who's next?
I'm prepared, but
I'm ready, but yeah.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Okay. To laugh in the face of AJ, I'm going to start with number 2.
No, you're not.
I am.
Please God no.
My number 2.
It better be because you can't decide between 2, so they're both number
No,
2.
just because he wants to be dumb.
Yeah, I just want to be dumb.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
want to be dumb.
Give us your number 2.
No. You know what? Sorry, AJ.
Conform, my man.
Yeah, let me conform, because I'm just a sheep in a big herd. Number 3, I did lose track of what my number 3 was. You know what? No, I didn't. My number 3 is going to be the Batman Arkham series. Solid gameplay, solid mechanics. I loved the story. Third one kind of tapered off there, Arkham Knight, but I mean, it was just.
Well,
It
what
was-
about Arkham Knights?
No, it was.
I never played it,
It
so
was Arkham Knights, wasn't it?
I'm not gonna.
No, that's what it was.
Gotham
Gotham
Knights.
Knights.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry.
No,
about
Gotham
that.
Knights is not in that. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is in the same world. Gotham Knights is not in the same world.
So same developer, not same world. Wasn't that the thing? Is that
No,
Arkham?
Rocksteady made Kill the Justice League.
No.
Gotham Knights-
Gotham Knights was the same.
Not
developer as
attached
Arkham?
to Arkham at all. Nothing.
No, I thought the same developer made that
No,
game.
Rocksteady made.
Oh, okay. I didn't
made
know
the
that.
Arkham games. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, so number 2, this is I have to go with it. It's just tough. Metal Gear Solid series.
Okay.
Rich story, beautifully done. Won't be another one like it. They just you can't. It's chef's kiss. Perfect. And then number one,
You gave that 2.
I gave that 2.
Okay.
Number 1 is strictly because it got me into like social gaming, but also kind of into this era of, you know, like shoot 'em and you know, maybe story's okay, but like gameplay definitely more important. That's Gears of War. I love Gears of War.
I'm surprised you didn't have Resident Evil on there.
It's so I thought about it, but it's too hit and miss.
I would replace Need for Speed with Borderlands. I feel like that would be a
Okay.
because I have played so much Borderlands.
2 so good.
But I wanted to put a racing game. I'm going to stick to that. That's just another honorable mention. Borderlands, that's in there. Got it.
Resident Evil is an honorable mention for me.
Man, there's a bunch of them, aren't there? This one's hard.
Yeah.
Okay, can we pause real quick?
Yeah.
Let me call.
We're going to get crucified if nobody has Jack and Daxter or Ratchet and Clank in there, I think.
I didn't play
Jack
it,
and
but I thought-
Daxter, Jack 2 made me so freaking mad. I threw my controller, and Haley told me I couldn't play it anymore.
none of us have ever really played those games, have we?
I played Jack 1.
Yes, can I order some pizzas, please?
Jack and Daxter is a good one.
I did not like Jack and Daxter at all.
I like
The
it.
second one, there's
I
this
played the
one
first one. I
mission-
platinumed the first one, I think.
Yeah.
The second one, the bike driving on that
Yes,
world was so freaking
yes,
terrible.
that's where I had to throw my controller.
awful, man.
And Haley doesn't understand, but everybody agrees.
Yes, the driving
bike
on Jack and Daxter 2 was horrible.
So janky, I'd blow up every single time. Made me throw my controller, and Haley got onto me like I was a 2-year-old.
Well, if you throw your controller, you are too.
I know, I
I
understand.
haven't thrown one in a long time.
I've never once thrown a controller.
I've never thrown it. I like, just if I could just twist you
Boy,
in
this-
half.
I wish I could. Those PS5 controllers, I know they just snap right into.
The only thing that I've ever thrown was my headphones. That was the only thing I ever
I would
thrown. And
never
I
do
was
that.
extremely livid, and I forgot what game I
If
was
you
even-
play, if it was headphones, it's probably because you're playing Call of Duty and you were online and they said they
Yeah, it
hacked
was
your mom.
No, it wasn't something like that. It wasn't. I think it was like Battlefield 4.
All right, AJ, pizzas are ordered.
Okay.
Go ahead and start recording again.
It's still recording. I never stopped it.
I don't see it moving.
It's just zoomed up or zoomed out really far.
Oh, I was gonna go with that. Okay. All right, number three. Number 3. Yeah, we're gonna go number 3 to the Mass Effect games. I will say the thing y'all were just talking about with Helldivers. If they did that with Mass Effect, that would be sick. The Geth coming in like that's cool. That's a cool concept. They need to think about that for if they ever try to reboot the Mass Effect games. I love the Mass Effect games though. Very cool. Like so early to be able to like make decisions from Mass Effect 1 and it carry over to Mass Effect 2 and it carries over to Mass Effect 3. You're making decisions in the very first game that mean a lot by the third game. Very cool concept. Very fun games. Number 2 for me has to be The Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
Yeah, gotta put
how
Legend of
could I do that?
Right, you forgot it. Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
My favorite one will always be just Ocarina of Time, but I mean they're all so good. I mean, right now I think that like the Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm blanking on the first one but I didn't really play them. Breath of the Wild. I mean, people were saying those are some of the best games ever created ever.
Yeah.
So like that's just how good Legend of Zelda has been good pretty much since its inception. Like, not too many bad games in that series. And then I've got to put what made me love video games. Because of Anthony Tate letting me borrow it, the Arkham series. Like, I am such a Batman fan because of those games. Arkham City, or Arkham Asylum, is just a nearly perfect game. And then Arkham City is a perfect game. And Arkham Knight has a freaking tank in it, and that sucks. Other than that, it would be a perfect game nearly. Like, that's not true.
Are you not got Sly Cooper in there?
I was fully expecting Seth to say Sly Cooper.
I thought that's what he was about to say.
Sly Cooper's solid.
Batman.
Okay, but
Sly Cooper.
no, I'm not surprised
I didn't think
by
of Sly Cooper. I forgot.
I expected you to say Sly Cooper is the thing, or you have it in there.
Sly Cooper probably should be my number 2 instead of Legend of Zelda, honestly. Sly Cooper is
So
definitely...
then number 3 is honorable mention. Then what would you? Yeah.
I would put
No,
Mass
Mass
Effect
Effect
over
3.
Legend of Zelda for me. and then Sly Cooper.
So Zelda's
my
your honorable mention.
Yeah, just because I love Ocarina of Time, and I've not loved any of the other ones.
I didn't have Guitar Hero in there either.
Yeah,
this is so
it's
hard.
That's a hard one.
Golly, I put Need for Speed in my top 3.
We were saying that's a bad choice.
It's not really for me though. I mean,
I know
bold
you are.
choice, God. So let's see if it pays off.
AJ's like,
You're right though. Sly Cooper,
I've got the worst top
Sly
3 by
Cooper
far.
1, 2, and 3. I mean, Thieves in Time wasn't very good.
2 was my absolute. I mean, 2 was just solid.
I love 3 was the first one I played, which is weird. I got it on Black Friday for $5 and played that and didn't know any of this backstory. And then I get 1 and I'm like disappointed in 1 because it's a completely different style game.
Yeah.
Because you can only be hit once unless you get the horseshoes. You know, so it's
I started with 1.
It's not like a health thing.
It's like a.
It's like Crash Bandicoot.
2 is like 3 but bigger. So 2, I still enjoy 3 more than I like 2, but. Yes, Sly Cooper's a really good one, and then Arkham. Man, I love Arkham. It's so bad that they made Kill the Justice League, and that's supposed to be in the Arkham's universe, and then the Gotham Knights was such a disappointment because people just want to play Batman.
Yeah,
and I don't know why they won't just let us keep playing Batman. Like we just want to be Batman.
It's fine to be Robin and everybody else, but.
You can play Robin in DLC, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight. You can play as them in other spots, and that's fine. But people just want to be Batman. Let us be Batman. Game developers. We don't want Superman. We definitely don't want Flash. We just want to be Batman. I'm sure there's people who want those things, but Yep, those are my 3.
I would love a Green Lantern game that was.
I was just thinking. I'd probably pick Green Lantern.
All right, go ahead, Dustin.
All right, so I'll go next. We're gonna end on Tyrell because I know he's got real baller one over there. Yeah. So for me, I've been like thinking.
Hungry Giraffe 1, 2, and 3.
Absolutely not. So for me, I'm gonna go number 3, Borderlands, because I love the game. I went over to my buddy's house and he had Borderlands 1. I played it and I was like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever played in my entire life. Then I never got it, and then fast forward into college, me and Seth played. Borderlands 2 is coming out. And me and Seth we want to play it, so we buy Borderlands 1. We don't beat it because we're morons. And then Borderlands 2 is right around is like a week away. We're like, we gotta go beat Borderlands 1. We were on the mission finish the game,
and we didn't know,
and we had no idea.
Borderlands 1 just ends in such a crazy way. You have no idea that.
Yeah. So the mission to fight the thing coming out of the vault. That's the mission me and Seth were on when we quit playing. And then they were like, Borderlands 1 comes out, Borderlands 2 comes out in 1 week. We're like, we gotta go beat the game, Seth. We go in, we kill it, game over. We're like, we have a whole week left. And then we get Borderlands 2 and just fell in love. Borderlands 2 is great mechanics, good story. Borderlands 3 builds on the mechanics. I do like the villains. I think they're very modern villains.
It's so hard to beat.
I know. Jack is, if it had been Borderlands 3 villains in Borderlands 2 and then Jack in Borderlands 3, then people will be like, Borderlands 3 is like the peak of all first-person shooters in terms of game and it's just such a great game. I love the series so much. I've even played some of the Tales games and they're really neat, but I don't really like the comic book style. So Borderlands, it's basically the first-person shooter that I play, and it's why I do play others, but I'm not good in the PvP first-person shooter side, so I really like PvE first-person shooters because I can do what I need to do, but I can't do it better than other players who do it all the time. So I always get killed, and that's why when Malachi is like talking about like no scope and stuff, I'm like, that's when I would die. when someone just has their whole rig set up to kill you in PvP, that's not me. So that's my number 3. My number 2 is tough because it's one of my favorite games. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It's Kingdom Hearts. But Kingdom Hearts 3, when you get beyond the mechanics of the game, is such a storyline, such a huge disappointment.
You didn't like Kingdom Hearts. Okay.
Yes, Kingdom Hearts.
You're about to start singing its praises.
No. Mechanically, the game is wonderful. Combat is amazing. The Disney park rides suck and they get real old real fast. They're real cool the first time. Then you're just like, I would really like to use my actual Kingdom Hearts stuff and not get in the stupid teacup. That's what I would like to do. But you can't turn them off. Or at least you couldn't when I quit playing. I don't know what kind of updates it's got. Kingdom Hearts 3 is such a huge letdown, but 1 and 2 are amazing. Birth by Sleep is honestly probably my favorite of all time, which is funny because it was a much later one. Because the story that Birth by Sleep tells is so good. And I love it so much, and it just expands on the Kingdom Hearts story that I already like. And then the thing that disappoints me the most is, what is Kingdom Hearts really? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And that's what happens when you have like 3 people develop a
Kingdom
story.
Hearts is light.
Yeah.
It's light.
It's something.
It's not darkness.
It's locked. It's locked. That's why we need a key. But it was kind of a big gateway game for me because it was my first PlayStation 2 game, and I love PlayStation
So wait,
2.
you guys are talking about Kingdom Hearts as a concept, not the game.
No, Kingdom Hearts is a thing that they're always talking about.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We don't know what Kingdom Hearts
Gotcha.
is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's yeah.
We do know it's light. That Sora says that in the first game.
Kingdom Hearts
Kingdom
is light,
Hearts
but
is
it's
light.
all. Don't get me started. And so yeah, Kingdom Hearts gets number 2 because it holds a nostalgic position over Borderlands because I mean that was all the way back to PS2 days. And the number 3 for me is the Final Fantasy series because it's where my fantasy comes. It's where all my fantasy stuff comes from. I would love to like a tabletop Final Fantasy game. I would love that to death.
Hey, that brings me to a question. That one shot that we were going to do before Seth's wedding, was that based off of Final Fantasy 15? Okay, because there's a lot of parallels,
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they were getting married.
Yeah.
There is a lot of parallels.
Because
but no.
the whole reason he left the kingdom was to go get married. This was basically a bachelor trip.
Yeah, she wasn't kidnapped though. He was meeting her.
Right.
But yeah, I love the Final Fantasy series. I've played and beat 1. I've played but never beat 2. I've played 3. I've played 4. I've played 5. Never played 6.
Wait,
Don't like Terra.
is this you played and beat 3?
No. 3 is the so there's the Japanese release and
Right.
there's the English release.
That's what I was about to
3
get
and
to.
4 were originally skipped in English, and it went 1, 2, and then to Bart's, which is actually 5. But I have played Cecil's Story. That's 4. I've played as Onion Knight, which is what you call him nowadays, but it's actually just a retelling of 1 from with a different story. 3 and 1 are very, very similar in terms of like gameplay and story wise. They were just kind of returning to their roots with that one because I guess some people didn't like the story driven story with Firion and what's going on against the Emperor for 2, so it was kind of a return to 1. I've played all of them except for number 6 and number 9. I've never played either of those, and that was why when we were talking earlier, I'd like to do that.
How many are there? 15?
No, there's 16.
There's more than 16.
Well, yeah, 16 main, but there's
16 main
'cause
storyline
each-
entries.
Because not even that, because 10 and 10-2.
That's true. That's true.
So, like, each Final Fantasy is its own self-contained story. 1 has nothing to do with 7, has nothing to do with 15. Okay? So, anytime you want to get into a franchise of Final Fantasy,
You can start anywhere.
yeah, you can start anywhere. Like 7 is where a lot of people started because it came around right. It was
PlayStation
PS1,
1. Yep.
but it was
It
was like
3
3 discs.
That was Cloud, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was Cloud. There's 7. There's 7 that came out on
Dirge of Cerberus.
Dirge of Cerberus, which I have.
What
on
was
PS2.
it on before it came out on?
It was on
PS2?
all the way back to
PS1.
Super Nintendo, I think.
It's Super Nintendo. Yeah. No,
Wow.
No.
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
So I remember having a version of it for Nintendo, Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't have put. Yeah.
So, but I've played a whole bunch of them. I would love to play them all. But yeah, he's right. There's 10 and 10-2. Then there's 3 13s. There's 13, 13-2, and Lightning Returns. Then you've got your two MMOs, which don't really count because
That's
they're
13 or that's
11
14,
and
isn't it?
11
Worse
and
than
14.
Pokemon.
Well, what it is?
No one even thought of Pokemon.
No, my honorable mention is Pokemon and Digimon.
Okay.
I was prepared for those 2.
So yeah, the thing about it is if you want to continue the story of the particular Final Fantasy that you like, you can get these other games like Dirge of Cerberus, like 10.
Some of them do have extended stories. You know, a fun one that one of the Final Fantasy head guy confirmed. Spira from Final Fantasy X is the past of Final Fantasy VII. They're the same. They're supposed to be like
They're the same universe.
They're the same world.
Okay, yeah.
Spira is the past for Midgar.
Oh wow.
Because you should have realized this in Final Fantasy X-2, one of the characters, his name
I never
is
played it.
His name is Shinra.
Oh.
Yep, and that's where supposedly he's somehow connected with the Shinra Corporation.
Yeah.
which is part of what you're fighting with Avalanche.
Yeah. Okay.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I love Final Fantasy. Honorable mentions Pokemon and Digimon because I just love that style of gameplay. I'm playing Power World now for the same reason.
All right, Ty.
Okay,
Last but not least.
I have 3. but I have a slew of honorable mentions that I can point out too, though.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Starting with 3, I'll say Halo.
I knew Halo was gonna be on your list.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I feel like I know what your number 1 is, but I'll let you.
2, I'll say the Soulsborne games.
Knew it. Knew it.
The Souls?
All the Soulsborne
So
games.
Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, Demon Souls, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
I've never played that
Bloodborne.
one. I have not played
But I mean, I feel like you.
And I don't
is in
really
the Souls?
consider. I don't even consider Sekiro even part of those games.
Is Bloodborne part of those games?
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
From
know
software,
that.
yeah.
Well, it's from software, but I didn't know it was supposed to be like part of the world of Souls.
The reason I was just gonna say the reason I don't consider Sekiro to be really a part of those games is because it's exclusively a single player game and it doesn't even have a lot of the same combat style. You know, you're leaping all over the place and it's just
You're
it's
worried
weird.
about balance in some battles more than you are health.
Yes.
So yeah.
And then number 1, I'd say the Elder Scrolls games.
Knew it.
Yeah. Solid.
Way to stick to your roots,
I
Taro.
only played the first one.
Way to stick to your roots.
Well, those are definitely probably my 3 favorite genre, or not genre, but franchises, I guess.
Yeah. I feel really bad about mine now.
You want to re-go?
I think Call of Duty should probably be my honorable mention, not Elder Scrolls, and I think I would probably I've got to put Guitar Hero in there. And there was something else. There was something else that somebody. Oh, Borderlands.
Borderlands, yeah, you're talking about Borderlands.
I almost feel like I would have to go Guitar Hero at the 3, Borderlands at the 2, and Spyro at the 1 with an honorable mention of Call of Duty. I feel better about that. I wasn't thinking about Guitar Hero for some reason, but there was so many Guitar Hero games. I had like 6, 7 maybe. Let's see, 1, 2, Rocks the 80s, 3, World Tour, Guitar Hero 5.
Where's 4?
It was called World Tour.
Oh, okay.
That was when they went more the rock band direction, which I think is when they ruined it, because World Tour and 5 were both bad.
Well, it's funny that earlier in this episode you brought up "Prayer of the Refugee" by Rise Against. My first introduction to Rise Against was Guitar Hero, and I loved them. And then I found out they're like, these like vegan hippie.
See, I've got to put the Resident Evil even in my honorable
I was
mention.
surprised that wasn't in yours.
Because I didn't play any of the older ones, but I really liked Biohazard and Village.
7 and 8, yeah.
And then I started playing. Which one was that?
2, Resident Evil 2.
Was it 2?
The
one
remake?
with yes, it was so good.
So
you go in there, you need to watch that video that I did because it's freaking
scary.
It's the RIPD. Like it's,
from DVD.
You can just go around and it's Dead by Daylight's RIPD. They did such a good job.
Good. The remake is so good.
Yeah.
Me and
I want to play that game.
Seth is playing it. He's like, there's supposed to be a generator right here.
They did a really good job. But
Do you
like,
have it?
it was free with
he lost it.
premium thing, and I'm not. I don't have a subscription right now, but I will have it back when I start paying my subscription again.
There's they've remade 1 so many times that I can understand why they went to 2. I've got Resident Evil 1 on the Wii, but I don't have a Wii.
Yeah, the remake for
You have it on the Wii? That's scary.
the remake for Final Fantasy VII is really good.
I need to play it.
But yeah, Pokemon should have been an honorable mention for me. Like
Pokemon.
There's just too many.
I
too many
include
good-
Digimon
You know
because I love the Digimon.
I've got an
franchise.
honorable mention to add.
I do too.
Luigi's Mansion.
it's only 2 games though.
No.
Is there a third?
Dark
Third
Moon.
one- the third one is it's Luigi's Hotel.
So it's Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon, and Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yep.
Okay.
And
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion even crossed my mind.
I've never played those.
oh man,
They're fun.
it's so fun.
Luigi's Mansion 1 was
The
really-
first one, I still have it. I went out and bought it a few years ago, and it holds up so perfectly. There's people that still play it in Halloween to like get in the spooky mood. You know what I mean? It's so good, and it's what 20
old.
years old.
Star Fox. I only played 1 game of that, but I mean, that's
Yeah,
a
you
huge
played the
franchise.
Star Fox
that
Adventures,
game's
didn't you?
terrible.
I played
I
2
had-
of those games.
I had it on 64, and I
here's
just
the
didn't
thing:
get it.
he liked Star Fox Adventures, but it was so like. I think the game base hates it.
Did we play? We played Star Fox.
Or the
That
fan
was
base.
terrible too. That multiplayer.
That was Star
PvP.
Fox Assault. That was on
Yeah,
GameCube.
that was terrible.
The fan base hates that one because there's no guns
I
in
think
Star
because
Fox.
it's not really Star Fox.
I just like the
because Star
story.
Fox- yeah,
It's a very D&D story,
yeah,
I guess. I don't know.
really cool.
Is that the one that
I
was like? It was the one before
dinosaurs.
Assault. Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
yeah. Because you go back to that in
Not
Assault.
Tarok or Tarok, whatever.
Turok, what a solid.
It's like Soria, I think is what the planet was called.
Okay.
Ty knows. Who's out there bumping?
I don't know. People, these walls are paper thin. That's probably out at the country store. Did they say when the pizza would be ready?
Yeah, 30 minutes from 5:20.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up well.
We got anything else to say?
Covered a lot. Straight off a little bit. Fun times. Yeah, it was
Well,
good.
my mom was complaining last time that we didn't have a common life. So does anybody have anything they want to say about their common life? I said it's nobody's business about our common life, really.
Yeah. So I'm actually helping the track team now.
Oh,
So that's interesting. I
you're in that good a shape?
yeah. No, I'm the guy with the camera, and I have to be as fast as the, no. I'm I was at
You
there.
got to stay in front of them.
I got to keep
The
them in
camera guy
focus.
runs faster than all of them.
No, we bought a bunch of we bought a bunch of track equipment and track software last year, and now it's track season. So we had a practice meet, and I'm the guy that has to press the button, and then the camera records them crossing, and then I have to move the line to the chest and say, "This is your time. This is your time." And we did a practice run last week, and then they have an actual junior high meet not next week, but 2 weeks from now, the week we get back from spring break. So I'm helping out with track, and that's pretty cool. And
That's
we're still doing stuff for esports. And
Man, you wear many hats, Dustin.
what?
You wear many hats.
He's not wearing a hat.
I don't. I was like, I don't wear hats at all.
at work.
Oh yeah,
Nothing goes over my head. I'm too fast. I would catch it.
exactly. I love the humor of Batista's.
One of these days, I will talk about my Dave Ramsey journey on here for a common life.
Are you on a Dave
I'm
Ramsey?
on a Dave Ramsey journey.
Hey, welcome to the club. We're on it, man. I'm on it, and it is tough.
Baby step 2, it's hard.
Oh my gosh. I've been in baby step 2 because I haven't been gazelle intense. I've been on it
Yep.
for like, I'm serious. sir.
Okay, we're shutting it down.
7 years.
I bought sodas
Common
today.
life.
That's not beans and rice.
Common life. I'm potty training my son. It's an adventure.
Really?
Yeah.
is that what y'all were talking about? Because I didn't know.
No, and then
I assumed this was the money thing. Since I
I will say.
Oh, okay.
I will say this about a common life. This is a little hilarious thing that my son did last night. Okay, or the night before last. I was laying down in bed with him. I was getting him to sleep, and I just took my shirt off so I could be comfortable and sleep. And he goes, "Dad, you wearing big boy underwear?" I said, "Yeah, I'm wearing big boy underwear, buddy. Don't worry about it." He said, "You gonna take your pants off?" I was like, "No, I'm comfortable. I'm okay, buddy. I'm gonna leave my pants on." He goes, "So you wear big boy underwear?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "To cover your butt?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Daddy," or booty. He says booty. "Cover your booty?" I was like, "Yeah, I cover my booty." He goes, "Mommy and Daddy and Nana and Grandpa have booties?" It's like, "Yeah, man. Yeah, we all have booties. Everybody has a booty. That's how God made us." And then he goes, "Mommy and Nana and Grandpa and Daddy have weenies?" And we're just on the cusp of sleep. And I said, "We'll talk about it tomorrow, buddy." Spoiler alert: we didn't talk about it.
You're not 7 yet.
You should have said yeah.
Oh no, I'm not.
No, you can't afford to. Today's age.
Well, we can't go to school and talk to little girls and say, "You got a weenie?" You know, that just can't. Don't want to cause that epidemic to
You
break
don't want
out.
that phone
You don't want to call from the
Yeah.
teacher.
No, I get too.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, in esports, two or 3 weeks ago, the other esports coach calls me. He goes, "Hey man, I just want to make sure there's not any miscommunication." He's like, "It's probably miscommunication." I was like, "What?" I had a lot going on Thursday because I have 2 teams competing. So I told one of my students, I said, type in chat, get the game ready for Hearthstone. And this kid, the way he talks, he says, "My fault, my fault, my fault." He says it a lot. He typed in that chat, he said, "MF, what's your account name?" He meant Because so he asked him before that. He said
He literally
"What's
typed
your-"
MF?
He said, "What's your account? What's your arena ID?" And I said, "It's not arena ID. It's the we need their account name." He goes, "Oh, my fault." He goes, "MF, what's your account name?" I said, "It even sounds aggressive."
What's your account name?
Yeah, man, what's your account name?
"MF, what's your account name?" I was like, "Why?" I was like, "Don't ever type in chat again." And then I apologized 3 times after that in chat and with the coach on the phone with him. I was like, "I'm sorry." I was like, "He just doesn't think." He's like, "I figured that's what it was." He did not think that's what it was.
No, no chance.
No chance. That's what he thought.
I'm
it was.
talking trash in the chat.
Yeah, I was like, oh, so annoying.
So that was another coach at another school?
No, yeah. So I think it was the 2 players talking because a lot of the bigger schools, they have so many teams that one coaches in general can't manage it all. So now Play Versus allows students specifically preferred to be like captains and stuff to do a lot of the managing for teams that have for larger schools that have like 3 Smash Bros teams or 3 Rocket League teams or whatever. So a lot of the students will communicate, and the student, I guess, was the one in there, and I'm assuming he told his coach. So the coach calls me because my information's in there, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry." I was like, "I'll definitely talk to him." He's like, "I understand." He's like, "Because you understand, it can be misinterpreted." I was like, "Oh, I completely understand."
I know what you think it said.
Yeah. Oh man, kids, and this is a high school kid, by the way.
I would have made a similar mistake, I'm sure.
I mean, I didn't think.
I was not a thinker.
Or that like old mom joke was like, "LOL, grandma passed away."
Yeah.
It doesn't mean lots of love. No, it doesn't mean lots of love.
That's exactly what came to my mind.
It's like, yeah. Oh man, common life.
Common life.
Common life.
There it is.
All right, well.
All right.
Well, see you next time. We're about to play. It's super fun.
Episode 50 is about to happen.
Woo! Woo!
What is that? What does that mean? Woo!